Hi everyone, Jules here from Dropping Jules, and today we're talking everything about real estate, life, everything in between. Today my guest is Jesus. Jesus, welcome to the show, and he's going to share his real estate journey. How are you, Jesus?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing so well. I'm excited to be here sharing things with you.
Yes, I'm very excited to have you on the show. So, first of all, tell us a little bit about you, your background, and how you got started in real estate.
Yes, just very briefly, my name is Jesus, and before the pandemic, I was operating as a independent business consultant into the marketing and business development areas, and then the pandemic hit us, hit everyone, and then we start changing and thinking other ways to make generate money.
Hmm.
We understood that we the whole change, the whole dynamic of the whole world had changed, and
Hmm.
we had to pivot quickly. And my wife is she's excellent. She's an amazing businesswoman as well, and she does love the entrepreneurship as I do. I'm very passionate about entrepreneurship
Hmm.
and business ownership. And basically, I was helping my wife to get out of the W-2,
Hmm.
and we always knew that real estate was the route that we want to follow and build. And she brought pace to the table, like, oh, I had this program, I have potentially this mentorship, why you don't
Hmm.
check them out? And we were like in the hunting, in the chase, trying to do stuff.
Yes, yes.
So at the beginning I was a little bit skeptical, but then as I was listening to the Zooms and gather information, I was able to have a good picture of the real estate and potentially the ways, the strategies that we were like to implement.
Oh, sure. So it sounds like you have a great wife, very smart. So when did she find pace? Or how did she find pace? Like what year was that?
Well, it was honestly like back in 2001, 2002. I cannot recall. I think it was 2001. And
Hmm.
we are both professionals, so we like to search information, get into the things
Sure.
in the root, and make our own decisions and criteria. So she pointed to pace
Okay.
as I was unwrapping things from my clients, because I was
Hmm.
a 1099. We also plan to have our first son. So
Hmm.
the pandemic just excel our plans to have our first son, and
Okay.
me be a full time dad and husband.
Okay. Well, that's great. So you found Pace's community,
Mhm.
and of course, when you joined that, you joined Sub Two or you joined Gator.
I we joined sub two.
You joined Sub Two. Okay. So delving into Sub Two, you got into the Zooms. What was your experience there?
Well, my experience was a bit different from the rest, I will say. I'm coming from the sales background, coming from the business background. I know when everyone is pitching. I know when everyone is marketing themselves. I can just smell that. I can sense that.
Mhm.
Even the pros, like, Pace is very pro. So it took me time to understand that he wants to help people.
Okay.
Um, it
Mhm.
was hard for me to understand why he wants to help people. But then as I was getting into the Zooms, as I was on, listening to my wife and getting into the information, we got the vision. We got the vision. He has a big vision. He's not by
Mhm.
himself. He has other partners and other friends. They're doing cool stuff,
Mhm.
and they're just bringing new professionals or new entrepreneurships to the table that want to get into real estate investment.
Awesome. So when you decided to get into real estate, you had the other business going. Did you know what you wanted to do in real estate? Did you want to wholesale? Were you a buy and hold? What exactly were you
Yeah,
thinking when
we
you got started?
we at the beginning it took us like a good year and a half. So whoever
Hmm.
is watching these, it took us a good year and a half to define the route.
Mm,
this strategy that we're gonna implement. In the
okay.
meantime, since we
Mm-hmm.
were new in real estate, right, and we're
Hmm.
still kind of new, but not new in business, right?
Sure.
It took us a good amount of time, especially the wife and husband dynamic. A W, a 1099 is something
Yes.
that it has something that have to blend really well, so
Mm-hmm.
both can excel in one direction. So
Right.
the tendency tends that there's not a clear understanding. Someone wants someone, someone wants another thing, and they don't move forward.
Okay. Okay. So you had a 1099, your wife W-2, and when you blended, like, what were the roles? This is really good. What were the roles? So husband and wife dynamic. Was it tough? Did she want to do something? Did you want to do something else? How did you guys get come together to work?
Well, in regards to entrepreneurship, business, and real estate, we are aligned. We are
Mm,
aligned in mentorship. We are aligned in standards. We are aligned in ways that we operate. Right.
okay. Sure.
We like to be very friendly, add value, but at the same time we have systems and processes, and we project ourselves with a brand. So we're
Hmm.
trying to be, or we are professionals in what we do.
Awesome.
So
Awesome. So
so so in
yeah,
regards
go
to
ahead.
so in regards to the roles,
Hmm.
um, I am the one that go out there, bring the hot leads to the table, and then I pass it out to her. I introduce them to her. It's just a different approach.
Hmm.
I understand that there's a lot of locals that they prefer a more fluent English, and I have
Hmm.
the bless that my wife is raised born and raised here in America. So
Hmm.
I can clear that doubt, or yeah, clear that doubt from the sellers, and connect her or connect them to my wife,
Hmm.
and have a more smooth maybe interaction, and
Hmm.
then they get to know us. That's
Awesome.
that Yes,
Hmm.
that's the key, because she and I, we operate as a team, as a
Hmm.
unit, as a one front. So eventually, they met me, but eventually they're gonna interact with her. So to avoid, who is her, what is her role, I add her, and I say good things about her to the seller,
Sure.
so they can be kind, and then once they connect with her, they know that we are the true team.
Okay, awesome. So it's really awesome that you're working as a team and then you both know your strengths. So you go
Yeah.
out, you go out, you door knock, you get the lead, and then your wife handles it where she's calling. Is she the one doing the negotiation? She's the one doing the underwriting or
Yeah, no, well, I do the negotiation, and sometimes she also do the negotiation at the end, because
okay.
as I say, we get to the sellers. Eventually, she's in the table with us, and then
Sure.
she's the one that have the more TC role on the
Hmm.
writing and
Hmm.
comping the property.
Okay.
So she helped me with the comping and the underwriting,
Okay.
and the TC of the whole transaction. Yes.
Okay, so she does the transaction coordinating. Okay, so because of your sales background, you're able to go out and you do the negotiating and
Yes.
closing the deal. Okay,
However,
and
she's really good closing as well.
oh, that's awesome. You guys got
Yes.
a power team going there, so that's great. So,
Yes.
Jesus, tell us a little bit. So, you said it took you a little over a year and a half. Did you have shiny object syndrome when you were when you were going through the material with Pace?
That's a good question. No, I was kind of like clear that I want to get into the wholesale. It
Hmm.
wasn't we, to be honest, and hopefully other people can relate. We have a lot of noise in the background. If someone can relate with this,
Hmm.
we are young couple, with young kids. After the pandemic, and we are playing hard in entrepreneurship. So
Hmm. Hmm.
sometimes when you have little kids, they all they compete for attention,
Yes.
and we are a couple that we understand that, and we don't force the technology. We dedicate quality times to them, so we stay away from the cell phone sometimes.
Hmm. Sure.
So
Yeah. So it seems like you guys are really, putting the balance, while you're trying to build a business, you're still holding dear to the family values and the core values of making sure you have time for the family first. Yeah.
Yes, and then usually like after the kids are in bed, it's when we
Hmm.
have more of the heavy sellers calls, when we have
Hmm.
appointments, and when we are in dealing in under contract or stuff like that. That's
Hmm.
the heavy lifting time for us. So we're very occupied, at night sometimes, and and then also we save some time to disconnect and then have like an hour for couple, and that hour could be a mix of things that we need to talk about and decisions that we have to do for business, home, or planning the next day night or stuff like
Hmm.
that. So it's a combination had
That's awesome.
you know
Yes, yes. So that's great. So you said that you knew that you wanted to get into wholesaling, and I know you do foreclosures. Can you tell us a little bit what experience that has been for you?
Yes, like Pace, not too far from Pace. I also have like a Christian background, a religious
Hmm.
background that involved me to interact with people at a personal level at a young
Yes.
age. So the whole thing of talking to people, it was not a barrier for me or a fear.
Hmm.
So I knew that I was able to interact with people. The question was when
Hmm.
in my schedule. So the only way that I was able to accommodate and to be able to start, it was on the weekends. So
Okay.
on the weekend, so during the week, I kind of like get ready with the things that I gonna put in the door, or all the materials and stuff like that. I'm gonna write it down with my handwriting, so I get it all
Hmm.
that prepared during the week,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
then on the weekend, I go out in a route and then knock the door and then follow up, and that's how that we start.
Okay.
Yeah, and I went foreclosure because um I like to help human. We all human beings, and
Yes.
I really enjoy the human behavior.
Hmm.
I enjoy watching people, projecting themselves as showcasing the best. But we all
Hmm.
human. We all human. We all have troubles,
Yes.
frustration, anxiety, and the goals that we haven't able to accomplish, and a bunch of dreams, that things that we wanna change
Yes.
and
Hmm.
work on. So I like to explore the real human being that I'm interacting with.
Hmm.
So nothing, we trying to create balance.
Right, you create balance. And while you're doing that, you're helping people. So walk us through. So during the week, you're prepping, you're getting your list, you're writing up the letters or the notes that you're going to leave on the doors. How do you select what area you're going to door knock for someone who's never door knocked and want to do it? Can you tell us the pros and cons of door knocking that you found
Of,
in your experience?
of course, very nice question. Well, and I am the guy that like to work from the inside out.
Okay.
Even if you concentrate on your health, you will see that it's inside out. If you concentrate on your mental health, inside
Mm-hmm.
out. So
Inside out.
I like to be local. I like to be known local. I like to interact with the local leaders. I like to get to know the communities leaders out there, and get to know what they're looking for in sense
Mm-hmm.
of real estate and foreclosure. That's how we add value. back
Okay.
back in 2008, 2007, 8, 9, I cannot recall exactly. I was working with my aunt and my uncle. They are business owners for
Mm-hmm.
20 plus years, and um I got to know, or the feel of the 2008 real estate feeling. It was
Mm-hmm.
not the pleasure feeling. A lot of people were losing properties. A lot of
Yes.
investors, they were also losing property that were not able to hold.
Mm-hmm.
So one way or another, even though they're business owners, and that's why my heart is with foreclosure people, because
Mm.
it
Okay.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a W-2, a business owner. It can happen. You can have two or three crucial events that can impact your life at that moment,
Yes.
that can limit your health or your income source, and That's it. So my uncle and my aunt, they went through foreclosure.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to do like a short sale at the end, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
because I
Sure.
was not really too involved. I was
Mm-hmm.
just observing them. I was back then. I was helping and supporting them more into the business side. So I was
Mm-hmm.
taking a lot away from them into the business, so they can,
Okay.
as a couple, they can navigate so I got to understand the behavior of the foreclosure
Mm-hmm.
people. Like my
Okay.
uncle was not answer calls.
Mm-hmm.
He was not wanting to talk to no one. I remember that he always say in the morning, "Hey, I'm here," but calls, people pop into the office trying to know where I am, where I will be back. None of
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm not available. You don't know. That's it. Okay. And I also recall that I also recall watching him listen to the voicemails.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to the voicemails to the people what to get to say, and sometimes when I get to the office, to his office, I see him like in the text and reading. So even though he was not picking up calls and talking and interacting, and
Mm-hmm.
he was gathering information. So if you are out there, you can work locally in your backyard, in your own neighborhood, in your own county, and
Mm-hmm.
you can help people right in your own area. You know,
Okay. Mm-hmm. So do you get your list from say like a prop stream or batch leads, or you go straight to the county?
that was like a big navigation of information.
Mm-hmm.
You watch someone have a recipe. You watch another one have another recipe. Then you
Yes.
listen to the mentor. He has another recipe. So what is the recipe that accommodates you?
Mm-hmm.
Especially when all these softwares and application cost a lot of money. Well, not a lot of money, but cost money, and it's an
Mm-hmm.
investment of doing business, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So at the beginning, and especially if you don't have that good W-2, your
Mm-hmm.
resources can be limited. But if you're in a good corporate America,
Mm-hmm.
then you can implement some marketing and some ads and stuff that can excel your
Mm-hmm.
efforts to get
Sure.
your first or your deals under contract.
Okay. Okay. So you recommend if you're now starting out to go to the county, and then if you're able to afford some marketing, you have a marketing budget, then get the software like PropStream or one of the batch leads or Privy or one of those.
Correct. There's a huge debate like who has the fresher data in real
Mm-hmm.
time. In reality, it's gonna be the county. And even though those softwares are really powerful because I'm start getting the use of them, you know. Um, those are tools that will be there for you when you need it and where you are able to invest
Sure.
in that route. Yes. For now you can go to the
Mm-hmm.
county records, find the information, then do a little bit of research, trying to find out whether the property is upside down, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and if everything looks fine, you confident, go and knock the door.
No, sure, sure. Now, coming from a sales background, you didn't have any issues knocking doors, but did you ever come across any hairy situations with anyone, with any of the owners? Anything
Yes,
you want to share? Hmm.
yes. At the beginning, before um, going in full with auctions, I went to pre-foreclosure
Okay.
because I want to understand the pre-foreclosure process. So I
Hmm.
immersed myself in the pre-foreclosure process,
Hmm.
talking to searching lease pending properties. You
Okay.
know, and
Hmm.
it was really good because you even knock doors that they don't have a clue of what you're talking about, but
Hmm.
in the next couple of days or even in the next couple of hours, someone's gonna serve them with legal paperwork, and
Okay.
that's when they're gonna recall me. Um, but yes, I did come across with someone that opened the door with an open knife, um,
Oh.
threatened me, really ready,
Hmm.
to take some action. So I immediately, I stepped down and I
Hmm.
say, I'm just passing by. To help you out, see who you're navigating the situation. And he was very
Hmm.
angry. So I
Oh
said, hey,
wow.
don't worry.
Okay.
So I said, don't worry about it. I'm just just passing by, just gonna leave the information. You can do whatever you want with that.
Okay.
And then I try to not be intimidated. So
Mm-hmm.
I did a U-turn, and then I left my information in the mailbox,
Mm-hmm.
and he or she can decide what they want to do with it with that.
Yeah. So
Um,
did he end up calling you, or you didn't hear from him after that?
no, I didn't hear from them. I also came across with people know that you will be reaching out to them,
Mm-hmm.
and there are pit bull owners that they can leave the window or the door open
Mm-hmm.
intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
So I came across with the people that I ended up having like a good interaction moment. Slowly, me trying to back my way out because
Mm-hmm.
those dogs are very intelligent, so they can sense either if you want to do something else or either you retreat. So
Oh.
I was trying to don't lose the eye contact, but stay backing up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So with the pre-foreclosures, do they when you're nurturing those leads, do they are they longer? Do people take a longer time to respond?
Yeah,
Like,
people. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good for training purposes. If you hiring staff and you wanna keep them busy and have that interaction and get the calls and build rapports. That's a good way to do it. But in reality, you gotta understand human psychology. Like
sure,
98% of human beings will remain and would like to remain in their property. one
sure.
one because they're very proud that they bought the property recently, but that now
Mm-hmm.
they're losing it. So you know
Mm-hmm.
or because they inherited the property from mom and dad, and they
Yes.
now they feel like they are losers, and so they human beings stay tied to the roof.
Yes.
So I moved for that reason from pre-foreclosures and start getting into the more pain, which is the auction ones, the ones that are more
Mm-hmm.
angry, the angry dog.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Everyone that is losing their property, and it would be in auction, one or not in a week or two.
Mm.
It's not a happy camper. Let's put it that
Right.
way.
Right. So within 2 weeks of auction sale date is the ones that you're calling right now. Oh no, door
Yeah,
knocking. I should say. Sorry. Mm-hmm.
well, things have changed from the last retreat, Julie, and everything that I have planning and I was working, to
Yes.
execute it after,
Yes.
and everything I was really working on for months and everything did change.
What changed?
I have the pleasure to have a hot seat with Gmail in the
Mhm.
wholesaling,
Awesome. Mm-hmm.
session,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm now doing direct to agent. I'm not door knocking it anymore,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm doing direct to agent, into the foreclosure area.
So you're looking at foreclosure list, but instead of going direct to the owner, you're direct to the agent.
Hmm.
How was that transition? What do you prefer direct to agent versus direct to seller?
Well, to answer that question, there should be no preference. I think that it's a skill that we all need to master.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Jerry says something that if you're an investor, but you always depend for a wholesaler or for someone
Mm-hmm.
to keep growing or to build your portfolio, then you're limited. So
Sure.
you always need to learn and find the ways to fish. And and you know again, human behavior. Everyone's relate a realtor with a property, a house.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So a lot of people go to the realtors. Honestly, like
Mm-hmm.
the majority go to, I would
Mm-hmm.
say, to the realtors. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so you can cut the chase a lot by
Yes.
maybe connecting with an agent that have a foreclosure client, and then since you understand foreclosure, then you
Yes.
kind of like do the sharps questions, so they know and then
Mm-hmm.
they know that you are there seriously, but you're not going to buy the property to the high price.
Right, right. Okay, sure, sure. And have you had any success, like any wins you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, on November and December, I used that those 2 months to get warm, calling them, reaching out,
Hmm.
interact with them after
Hmm.
the retreat in Boston.
Hmm.
So I have a sense how, the big dog, the angry dog will be the broker. It could be the broker,
Hmm. Hmm. Sure.
because they might get offense of you calling them and calling others for the same.
Hmm. Right.
Um, but in reality, we also aim to be friendly to everyone that we talk.
Hmm.
So we waste no time to let them know that we are here for a solution. And my interaction is being okay. At the beginning, when before doing door knocking, we did some direct to agent, but
Awesome.
it was not working for us, and we found them kind of like rude or out of place sometimes. But
Hmm.
Gmail was right. It does happen because when we call the investors,
Hmm.
when we call, we don't have the right tonality, and we don't
Hmm.
have the right mindset. See,
Sure.
I'm pretty sure that whoever is new, if you're reaching out an agent and you're gonna wholesale that deal, and
Hmm.
you know
Hmm.
that you don't have the full funds in your bank
Hmm.
account, your
Right.
mindset is not getting to the right tune.
Yes.
But since we're in a community and we are backed up for a lot of investors, a lot of buyers, and other resources,
Hmm.
we have take that out and we are confident. And now we are working in the tonality that
Awesome.
Jamel have and Jerry have advised. So the tonality make the whole different.
Hmm.
And I'm just building a relationship for now. So I started calling them, and recently I have a lead. So
Awesome.
that was great because I was back. I was able to reach out to Jamel and get the ball rolling in a way.
Yes. Yes.
It's
Awesome.
just it's just a lead for now.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, that's where it starts, right? All starts with first making a call or door knocking and getting the person interested. Um,
Right.
for someone someone new, just starting out, not sure what route they want to go in the real estate world, whether to wholesale, whether to make calls, whether to do door knocking, what would be your recommendation to them?
Well, my recommendation would be you have to think if you want money now or you want money later. If you want money now, right, then most likely you might need to master wholesaling.
Okay.
Now, if you don't need money now, but you love wholesaling because you like to learn the skills and master how to get chunks of money, like me,
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
join wholesaling. But if you are high paid W-2 that have liquidity in your bank account, that you don't know what to do, it's been years that you have that situation, and then you are sitting around other W-2 colleagues and friends that have 300, 500, 600, 900,000 in their account in liquidity sitting there.
Hmm.
You will realize that there's a lot of potential. So if you're a W-2, then I think that everyone wants to get into real estate to buy a home,
Hmm.
because that's the money for forever.
Right.
So if they are able to buy properties that they don't have to do much of the rehab,
Hmm.
and kind of like learn the landlord and kind of like learn the markets,
Hmm.
that would be a good start as well,
Okay.
because being a landlord, it's also it's special, and we are here to bring solutions. So it's another skill that we all in
Sure.
mastering.
Awesome. So, figure out whether you need the money now or whether you're able and you want to create that generational wealth.
Right.
Money now, get into wholesaling or something. And if once you have some money, you can go into creating, buying and holding and creating a generational wealth. That's awesome. Since joining Sub 2, for someone who's on the fence, not sure whether to join the community or not, what would you tell them? Why would you recommend joining Pace Morby's Sub 2 community?
Sure. I would recommend joining Pay's Morbid community because even though it's not a perfect community, we have bad apples and good apples. It's a very healthy and very enriched information coming from Pace. Pace does have a vision. Pace is actually moving, and we are witness all his transitions, and
Hmm.
eventually Pace will be in another stage.
Hmm.
So I believe Pace is the true guy when it comes to real estate. We also have, his buddies like Jamel and Jerry, but of
Hmm.
course, Pace it's very special. So if everyone wants to join, yeah, join.
Yeah.
Don't let another year pass by. That's for
Hmm.
sure.
Do
Join.
it now. Yeah, do it
Yeah.
now. Don't think about it. You're going to learn something, and it's all what you put it into the community is what you're going to get out. There's so much to gain from it, and the biggest thing is the community. I don't know if you would agree with me on that.
Yes, and just so people when people join, just know that when you join, it's not a switch. It's not a on and off. Now people need to send me deals, or why people are not. This is just your journey. You just start your journey in real estate in a safe path, in a safe environment, because
Yes.
out there is very wild, and eventually
Hmm.
you will be able to get strong to interact with key players in the market that they are outside the community, but they are well known, and then you will
Yes.
have that confidence to, make business.
Awesome. Awesome. Are you going to squat up this year?
Yes.
Awesome.
So I'm very excited because I did like that squad up. The
Hmm.
energy was different from others. No one wants to get to
Yes.
sleep.
No one slept. We hardly
Yeah.
slept, but yes, I'm looking forward to Squat Up Summit
Too
as
too
well.
too too bad for the ones that like to party because I'm not into the like party hardcore because I like to have a good time, but then I like to rest as well.
Yes, yes, you have to. But it was a good mix. It was the energy, like you said, was amazing. So definitely don't think about it. If you want to join the best, come out to the best real estate event that will be happening in March 29th through 31st in Dallas, Squat Up Summit.
Yeah.
Um,
In fact, if you're thinking to join the Pace Morbid community, and you able to start with that event, I will highly suggest you because that event will propel you and excel you and take all your fears and downers that you might have, of course using that the excitement in a good way, because after that is going to die that excitement, and then it's when you have to apply the action and the information that you have gathered.
yes, yes, definitely taking action and um, imperfect action, right? I know I wanted everything to be right. It had to line up, but now I know imperfect action is better than no action. So,
Imperfect action, yeah.
yes, yes. So, Jesus, before we wrap up, any last minute words of wisdom to everyone?
I just like to thank you for doing this, for the time, for your planning that you're doing, because behind anything there's a elaboration, there's a
Mhm.
production,
Yes, yes.
and there's a coordination, and I really
Mhm.
appreciate you taking for your time to get to
Absolutely.
know me and get to know us, and I enjoy very much, and I appreciate that, hoping that you and your mom, I know you and your mom is like
Yes,
a one team.
yes.
You and your mom having the best 2005, 25.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Jesus. And yes, yes, folks, we appreciate you taking your time and sharing about your experience and how you got started. And I'm so happy that you and your wife are on this journey together and you're doing this for your family to enjoy the American dream. So,
Yeah.
folks, there you have it. This was Jesus, and he was sharing his real estate journey about foreclosures, pre foreclosures, auctions, and everything there, and also why to join sub 2. The link will be in the video. So thank you all again and have a great day. On the next See you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Yuli.